We are back, guys, with a full slate of NBA action to provide you guys with for this evening. Before we get started, guys, like the video, subscribe to the channel. This is about as interesting as an NBA season coming into it as I can remember in recent years past. Let's start off with the headliner of the night, guys. I'm sure this is a game that everybody's talking about, that everybody's going to watch. It's on ESPN. It's primetime, 7 p.m. Eastern tonight. It's the Cleveland Cavaliers, the number one seed last year in the Eastern Conference, on the road at the New York Knicks in Madison Square Garden. New York Knicks obviously coming off a disappointing loss, if you will, in the Eastern Conference Finals. These are the two powerhouses in the Eastern Conference coming into this season. With some of the injuries that the other teams are facing, many people are expecting one of these two teams to prevail out of the Eastern Conference. You have a backcourt matchup that is incredibly interesting heading into this matchup. Obviously, the two main pieces on each team, you have Donovan Mitchell for the Cleveland Cavaliers, one of the best two guards in the NBA, going up, maybe not head-to-head per se, going up against the point guard of the New York Knicks with Jalen Brunson. That's going to be the key matchup for tonight. You have the Cleveland Cavaliers as an elite defensive unit, especially in the front court, going up against this New York Knicks team that knows how to shoot the basketball, that knows how to score points. This is an interesting game because of a couple of different reasons. I talked about the matchups in the backcourt, the two faces of each team. However, you're missing Josh Hart and Mitchell Robinson if you're the New York Knicks. And those are obviously huge pieces to be missing in a game of this magnitude. It's only the very first game, but both teams want to get off to a quick start for this new campaign. This, as I mentioned, is the marquee matchup of the entire night. And this is a game that I see everybody talking about, everybody want to put their hard-earned money on. In my opinion, guys, when you're looking at this game, this line has fluctuated a ton with the injuries and whatnot over the course of the last couple of days. You're now looking at a Cleveland Cavaliers team that's laying anywhere between 1.5 and 2.5 points, depending on where you look at it. This was a Knicks team that was favored just a couple of days ago when we knew Hart and Mitchell Robinson were out, favored by 1.5 points. These couple points here and there typically, especially in the NBA, don't mean a ton. I'm not sitting here telling you guys not to line shop. That's obviously not what I'm saying. But when you're dealing with the basketball game, it is going to be seldom when a game finishes, between Knicks -1 and Cavs a -2. So there's not a ton of movement there. But what I am telling you guys is it's very hard to get a good read on this game because of the injuries, because of the magnitude of the actual game, because of how strong both of these teams are. In my opinion, considering the injuries of Hart and Mitchell Robinson, I think the line is probably about right. I would probably make this line a pick'em myself. So there's probably a small edge in maybe taking the Knicks plus the points, but these points aren't very valuable. So I know a lot of people want to talk about this game. It is the marquee matchup of the night. These are the two best teams coming into the season in the Eastern Conference. But betting, from a betting perspective, looking for an edge, trying to make some money on this game, it's honestly a toss-up. This game could go either way. And that's not saying a lot. That's not providing with a ton of analysis and a lot of expert opinion. I understand that. That's probably what most people's take on this game is. But I'm just being genuine with you guys, and I'm just telling you guys the truth. If you're looking to bet on this game, you're really just flipping a coin. I think if I had to make a prediction, the Madison Square Garden is going to make a difference in this game. It's going to be a raucous arena. They're going to be up for the New York Knicks. This is the best team that New York has in all sports at the moment, excluding the Buffalo Bills, because the Bills are in upstate New York. I don't really count them the same as the New York City type of team. So when you're talking about basketball, football, baseball, the New York Knicks, for the city of New York City, they're the best team in New York right now. And the fans there know it. They don't have much going on right now in that city. So they're going to be up for this game. However, the Cleveland Cavaliers are a very, very strong team. They're probably the second best team, if not the best team in the Eastern Conference. So because of the injuries to Josh Hart and Mitchell Robinson, if those two guys were playing, there will probably be a little bit of an edge on the Knicks. But with both of those guys out, it really makes it difficult to back the Knicks in this spot. Enjoy the game, watch it on TV. My professional opinion is stay away from betting on this game. Another game that I want to touch on, which is kind of an interesting game that I'm seeing get a lot of attention, and deservedly so, is the Detroit Pistons on the road at the Chicago Bulls. This is a game right now where the Detroit Pistons are currently laying, as I'm making this video, 2.5 points on the road at the Bulls. And on surface, that looks like a pretty easy bet. You're taking a Detroit Pistons team that's coming off their best season in a very long time. I think they won 44 games last season against the Chicago Bulls team that wasn't very good last season. This is a team that really, really struggled and failed to meet or even come close to expectations for last season. These are two teams that are going to be fighting for potential playoff berths. They're both kind of on the brink. You got Cade Cunningham, who blew up last season, really started to make a name for himself, and had an incredible year. And you got the face of the Bulls right now, which is Zach LaVine, who's kind of just had a, steady career, if you will, is the best way to describe it. He hasn't really elevated his game to that next level, to that superstar status. He's a good player, a really good player, but he's kind of been at that level for the course of the last couple of years. You have an inexperienced team on this Bull side at home, and they're only getting 2.5 points against a better Detroit Pistons team. I'm seeing a lot of people look at this game and saying the Pistons are better. They're on the road. They were a significantly better team last season. They've improved this offseason. Give me the Pistons at 2.5 against the Bulls. If you force me to make a pick on this game, I would probably lean in that direction. But something tells me to start this season, let's tap the brakes on the love that the Detroit Pistons are getting. I know they had a great season last year, but this season is entirely different. It starts off with a clean slate. Nothing from last season carries over. There's no guarantees that this Pistons team is going to take a step forward this coming season. We've seen teams over the course of the years come in with high expectations and kind of fizzle out. I'm kind of getting a little bit of those vibes with this Pistons team. And I'm not saying for sure that that's what's going to happen with them. But before I'm ready to jump on that bandwagon and before I'm ready to proclaim them as an up-and-coming team in the Eastern Conference for this season, I want to see it with my own eyes. Tap the brakes tonight on the Detroit Pistons minus 2.5 on the road at the Chicago Bulls. Let's get into two games that I love far more than those previous two games that I just discussed. I'll start with my second favorite of the two. Let's start with the Toronto Raptors on the road at the Atlanta Hawks. This is a young and inexperienced Raptors team. I want to say this Raptors team only won like 30-some-odd games last season. They weren't very good. They made some changes during the offseason, obviously. They have a backcourt of R.J. Barrett and Emmanuel Quickley. And they're going up against an offensive juggernaut at home in the Atlanta Hawks. The Atlanta Hawks have acquired in the offseason Kristaps Porzingis. They got a little bit bigger. They could always shoot the ball. They're going to be able to shoot the ball a little bit better with the big in Porzingis. And you're getting a team at home right now where this line has come down in the Atlanta Hawks, only giving 5.5 points. This is an inexperienced, number one, Raptors team. This is a Raptors team that hasn't played at all together. They're brand new collectively. There's a Raptors team that's coming off a terrible season last year. And while the Atlanta Hawks also didn't have a great season last year, they're at least a fringe playoff team. They were in the play-in game last season. So this is a team that you kind of know what you're getting with the Atlanta Hawks. This is a team that's going to be able to score the ball. Obviously, with Trae Young and those other weapons, they're going to be able to put the ball in the basket. I just think when I'm looking at this game and I'm getting the Atlanta Hawks at home on opening night with the amount of prowess they have offensively. Trae Young is the leading assist maker, if you will, in the entire NBA. He obviously knows how to shoot the ball. He knows how to score the ball. He can provide for others. You're going to get a minimum of 110 to 120 points from this Atlanta Hawks team tonight. I don't see how the Raptors, given the circumstance of the new additions to that team, how poor they were last season, and without having a ton of game time together, for them to come into Atlanta tonight and keep this game within 6 points. I just don't see that happening. I wouldn't be shocked if this line closes at 4.5 or 5. I'm going to end up betting on the Atlanta Hawks. I haven't put the bet in just yet. It is an official play. It's not the best bet for today, but it is an official bet. If I can get this number even at 5 or 4.5 later on tonight, I'm absolutely going to hammer it. But even at 5.5, I'm taking this number at 5.5. The key number in the NBA, guys, is 7. That's the most likely number for a game to finish on with all the data in past history. Games, most likely final score is a 7-point difference. We know Atlanta Hawks are going to make free throws at the end of the game. So even if it is a tight game, if the Atlanta Hawks are up by 3 or 4 points at the end of the game, they get fouled 1 or 2 times, Trae Young's going to hit all 4 of those free throws, and they're going to end up winning this game. I don't suppose this game is going to come down to the wire that tight. I think it's probably going to be about an 8 to 10-point victory for the Atlanta Hawks is what my numbers are showing me. But give me the Atlanta Hawks tonight at home with Trae Young and Kristaps Porzingis, a healthy Kristaps Porzingis. Let's take him while we got him healthy, because who knows how long that's going to last for. And let's lay the 5.5, and let's cash that ticket. My game of the night, the game that I absolutely love, and the line has ballooned up just a little bit, and I still love it, is the Los Angeles Clippers laying 10.5 points on the road at the Utah Jazz. There's not too much that needs to be dissected here, guys. You're getting a Los Angeles Clippers team where Kawhi Leonard is healthy, James Harden is healthy. They're coming into this season, both of them, with chips on their shoulders. We know all the news and the reports that have been coming out in regards to Kawhi Leonard and the scandal that Pablo Torres has reported. Who knows how that scandal is going to conclude. But believe me when I tell you this, Kawhi Leonard is coming out with a vengeance tonight. And this Los Angeles Clippers team that has some depth to it is going up against, in my opinion, the worst team in the entire NBA in the Utah Jazz. I'm not even sure. It's questionable if Lauri Markkanen is going to play. And this line movement that has transpired, this line has moved from 7.5 to now 10.5, is telling me that he's probably not going to play. But even if Lauri Markkanen does play, this is the worst team in the NBA. Make no mistake about it. The Utah Jazz are absolutely terrible. I believe, and I have to get an updated number, but the last I checked, the Utah Jazz season win total was under 20. We're talking about a 19-win team here, is what Vegas is projecting. That's how bad the Utah Jazz are. This is the play of the day. This is the easiest bet on the entire card. Doesn't matter what sport there is. I don't even know if college football is playing tonight or not. You got NHL, you got NBA, you got Champions League football out there for those of you that follow that. None of those games come even close to the edge that we have on the Clippers tonight. This is a 15-plus point victory for the Los Angeles Clippers. It's the play of the day. It's the easiest money. It's the biggest edge. Lay the 10.5 points. Take the Clippers. Put 2 units on it. We're not losing this bet. Kawhi Leonard is coming out with the vengeance. James Harden has a point to prove as well. And this Clippers team maybe isn't an elite team in the Western Conference, but they're a contender for a top 4 seed in the Western Conference. And that's enough to blow out this Utah Jazz team on the road in Utah. That's the edge for today, guys. We got 2 official plays. First play on the Atlanta Hawks minus 5.5. And the play of the day, the best bet on the entire card in any sport, is the Los Angeles Clippers minus 10.5. It's a 2-star winner. We're going to cash both of these tickets. Thanks for watching, guys. Like the video. Subscribe to my channel. I'll be back tomorrow for more winners in the NBA.